Would either of you ever marry somebody without first having sex with them?
No.
No. According to my parents, I had sex one time, then I gave birth, so that's that. But
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to And Just Like Yap. I am Andy.
I'm Caroline.
And we are here with another Sex and the City original series recap. Today we have a very special guest that we're very, very excited about. She is a writer, actor, and Scorpio here in Chicago. Maria Sharps, welcome to the recap.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
We're so excited to have you. So Maria chose to do season 3, episode 12, which is called Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
I didn't know the name of it, and then I was like, okay, which episode, spoiler alert, of Charlotte and Trey getting married? They're like, this one. I'm like, oh no, I already picked it, can't go back.
I know.
I thought this was the title of the episode. Like, I don't remember this at all.
Why did you pick this particular episode?
I was, I guess a bit like Charlotte, like this having that like perfect thing of like this wedding and then just like the romantic of it all. I really liked that part. And then I was at the time mad that like Carrie cheated on Aidan, and so like I remember this episode, this and like the Post-it episode are like the ones that stick in my mind.
Does that mean you're an Aidan person then over Big?
Okay, I was until the series that just happened. And now I think both are trash. And it also carries trash too.
And just like that, there's so many problems with it. And us reluctantly recapping it is how we ended up here now. So we have to thank it for that.
Yeah, it's like dealing with your extended family. Like, you don't want to claim them, but unfortunately, it's necessary.
Yeah, and some of them got completely different personalities too. So it's just like extended family.
All right, let's jump right into the episode. As we said, this episode is called Don't Ask, Don't Tell for reasons we don't quite understand. Episode opens and Miranda is speed dating and having a rough time. This guy is like, I speak Portuguese. Obrigado. What about you, Mandy? Can't even remember her name.
As someone on the apps, it is this bleak. It's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, she's having a rough time. All the guys are like bragging about like what they do professionally, but Miranda can't tell them she's a lawyer without them looking away or making this face. How do we feel about this moment?
Well, the fact that it opens up, I literally wrote down 34-year-old bridesmaid without a date, and I'm like,
who cares?
Yeah, one, weddings are more fun when you go with friends or if you don't have a date. And this is 2 weeks before a wedding. And I don't know if either of you have planned a wedding, but as someone who has, if you was like, oh, can I get a +1 2 weeks before? It's like, no, you can't. In fact, someone like, a couple people kind of did this to me just to call them out. The fact this was going on, I was just like so mad at everything for a while.
You have to pay per plate for people.
Baffling.
So Miranda decides finally that she's not going to tell these guys that she's a lawyer. She's just going to say she's a stewardess, which immediately snags her this real gem.
The guy from Marvel. He's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's who he is. That's why he looked familiar.
You see, he's in like everything. I don't know. He's in a commercial too, but he's in like Marvel stuff. He's like a big character.
So Miranda is reporting this to the gals at the rehearsal dinner. So Miranda is saying that the reason that she couldn't get a date before she lied is because men are threatened by powerful jobs. Caroline, you said you had something you wanted to say about this.
Yeah, I think this is valid. I think there are a lot of men out there. I think they're not going to openly say it, but there's going to be, like, ways about it that they don't want a woman that necessarily is more powerful than them. That's why a lot of men date much younger, because they don't know any better quite yet, and they're able to sort of impart those feelings upon them because they don't want to feel challenged.
I feel like when I was dating, I would even run into stuff like this. Like, I remember I went on like a 25-minute date. I remember because I timed it, and my roommate at the time, we would like text each other like, hey, I'm going here, just like safety things. And then I literally get in there and he asked like what I was doing. And at the time I was like closing a show and then opening a show. And it had taken us like 2 weeks to like get together. And we had talked and I thought it was going well. And then when I was talking, he's like, I feel like you're just too busy for me. And he says that as I ordered my drink. And I never like drank a drink so fast. And he just kept saying like all the things that were like wrong with me. And I'm like, okay, so then why did you want to go on a date with me? He's all like, well, I thought we had good chemistry. I'm like, clearly we don't now. Like, it was just awful. And then I remember like I called an Uber and I looked at the phone when I texted my friend. I was like, 25 minutes, great. It was just like, no one's going to say that because then you look like a jerk, but the way you don't say you look like a jerk too. So
yes.
Like I watched this, I was like, this is so cringy.
Yeah, men are awful.
No, they're trash.
Take note, men.
You're trash. And someone's gonna be like, aren't you happily married? I'm happily married. I have a beautiful son. But they're, I'm gonna hope that my son's not trash, but also
there are exceptions, but overall they're trash.
No, so the exceptions, to me, my husband is not trash to me. Like, this was like a year ago, one of my friends was going through something. I was like, men are trash, and he's all like, I got off the phone, and he's like, well, I don't, you saying men are trash, you're like referring to me, and I'm like, I personally don't think you're trash. I personally don't think you're a loser, but does someone out there think you are? And someone does. I'm sure they do. And so that's that. When I gave birth, my doctor was like, he's one of the nicest guys I've seen in months, which is crazy. That the doctor and I asked why. Now we're getting off a tangent. And that says that some guys like disassociate. Like, so I'm giving birth and you're gonna disassociate. Like, can I curse?
Yeah.
Fuck you, essentially. And then, or they're like trying to solve the problem when it's like, you can't solve the problem of birth. Birth is happening. Like, no. So the fact that like my doctor, who sees a lot of husbands, said that.
Speaking of trash, Carrie's inner monologue is that she cannot enjoy anything in her life because the guilt of cheating on Aiden and not telling her is eating her up inside. Duh.
I didn't watch the episodes beforehand, but was she not feeling guilty like this in the other previous episodes before like everything blew up?
I can't remember exactly like when this episode happens. I feel like in the context of this episode, it's all the wedding stuff with Charlotte and all the like all of that is probably what's provoking all of this. Samantha is giving Miranda the advice of like, it's not about what you say your job is, it's about how you say it. I'm in PR, aka I give great head. Yet another Samantha banger. She always comes along to snap us out of whatever Carrie nonsense we're in. It is revealed that Harris is an emergency room doctor at NYU, allegedly. And Aidan, old honest Abe over here, comes in and is like, well, now you can't date him because you lied. And Miranda's like, well, if I do eventually reveal this to him, he's gonna look totally shallow that he only wanted to date me because I was a stewardess.
Here's also one of the many reasons why I hate Aidan. He's bad at girl talk. He can't hang. You gotta like go along with the girl talk when this is happening. Yeah. You can't negate it. You've been invited to a very sacred space, Aidan.
Yes.
And you're not showing up appropriately.
Right. And I know I just said that men are trash and my husband isn't, but he's really good at girl talk. So I'm just trying to make up for calling him trash earlier. That's what I'm trying to do. He's not trash. I mean,
it's an important skill to be able to hang. Absolutely necessary. Yeah. I also just looking at this image, I'm like, what do you think the other people at this table are thinking?
I know.
Because they can absolutely hear this conversation.
Right. And like, are you that close to friends that you're sitting at the bridesmaid table? Like,
good point. Aiden can't hang. Trey gives a terrible toast that of course involves his mother, because why wouldn't his mother be involved in his toast at his rehearsal dinner? And I believe he finishes the toast with alrighty, classic Trey. Maria, how do you feel about Trey?
I think the actor's hot. So like, again, clouded by hotness. Yeah.
Fair.
You're just like, okay. The character himself, like, I think he like did the job. He's Prince Charming. He's like beautiful, but like, yeah, this is not someone you date long term. This is someone that's like hot and then you like go about your day. Another endorsement for premarital sex, because you would have found this out because, people have problems and whatever, but for Charlotte, this was such a problem. And like we saw towards the end that she was like, it was going to be an issue. And then of course, knowing what happens with them, it's just like, yeah, you're beautiful, but there's like no substance to it. The only really awful part about him is his mother. Yeah. And I think that gives me the ick. Like, I just was like, oh, thank God I don't have to deal with a woman like that.
Yeah, for sure. Miranda's like, oh, Charlotte's so damn happy. And Samantha, of course, it's like, of course she is. She doesn't have to be a bridesmaid. I actually have only ever been a bridesmaid once, and it was my sister's wedding, and I was the only bridesmaid because she didn't have like a full wedding party. I know Caroline has like, you're like 27 dresses over here. Maria, have you been a bridesmaid?
Oh yeah, I've been a maid of honor 3 times and a bridesmaid a couple. I'm like 27 dresses. Like I literally thought when I saw that movie, I'm like, that's gonna be me. So I do like, I do like being a bridesmaid. I do think it's like an honor, honestly, because it's like, okay, like my friend is having me or my family member, so I do like it. I also don't have trash friends like this, so like you know, because so none of my friends that I've been standing with them ever put me in like an ugly dress. Like there was issues with the dresses or maybe issues with the bridesmaids. I was a maid of honor for my friend. She got married like in her early 20s, and her college roommate thought she should have been the maid of honor when it like I've been her friend since we were like 14, so that was like very weird.
Here's what I'll say. I think bridesmaids need to unionize. I think, because here's what I think. The groomsmen do nothing. They get to roll up the day of the wedding at like 11 a.m. They're just rolling around while all the women, we have to start getting your hair and makeup done at 7 a.m. You hope there's food. You're checking in with family members. The men are just like walking people up the aisle, maybe, and then they get drunk. But then bridesmaids, you're still checking in at the reception. You may be doing things for the hotel room afterwards. Not to mention the amount of money that you're putting into each of these.
Can I give another hot take though? You don't need a wedding party.
No. You don't.
You don't.
No.
Also have a schedule. I think you should have one just to be like, so everyone knows what's going to happen and then what time to leave. It's like the best thing because people know what to do. Yes. And those are my hot takes.
Those are really good hot takes. Samantha, of course, is going on about how she can't wait to take off Caleb's kilt. Naturally, she hears him talk, can't understand a word he says, but loves the way he rolls his R's, wants him to roll his R's right into her. And then, again, I was like, wait a minute, if this is the rehearsal dinner, did they go to Vera Wang at, like, 9 p.m.? I guess this is the next day. I'm so confused about the timeline. But yeah, we're still getting our dresses adjusted within days of the wedding, which seems strange. Carrie, of course, even though it's Charlotte's wedding week, is like, we're going to talk about my issue.
Exactly. Also wearing a bra with a tube dress, which is like, do you, but when you're getting it fitted, like, why are you wearing this? That's
not the bra you're going to be wearing with the dress, Carrie. Charlotte is like, please don't tell Aiden that you cheated on him. Like, this is my wedding week. And of course, Miranda jumps in to be like, you get one day. You do not get a whole week. You get one day, which is classic Miranda. I will say, I think I have a little more like, you can have a few days. Like, there's a lot of stress building up to a wedding. Like, we can take care of you for more than just one day.
And also, it's Charlotte. Charlotte, this is what she's wanted. Like, this has been her thing the whole series. Like, let her have it.
Samantha is like, why is it so important you tell him now? Like, he didn't find out when you were actually having sex with Big all over the city. He's not going to find out now. Carrie is in absolute despair.
And this line...
I know, this line is like classic Charlotte. Can you please not use the F word at Vera Wang? This hallowed space. And Miranda is, of course, as a lawyer, providing the counterpoint of like, I would actually want to know if somebody cheated on me. I'd want all the information. And Carrie then, of course, claps back at her and is like, oh, you're so into honesty? Like, you're pretending that you're currently a stewardess. Like, let's not forget. These dresses, I will be honest, like, not to be a total bitch like Samantha is about it, but like, this is a strange color to pick for bridesmaid dresses, in my opinion.
In a certain light, when they're at the church, it looks white. Like, I was like, oh, what color were these dresses? But also, and then this is just like watching this in your 30s versus like when you're like, I don't know, a high school or whatever. But like, you realize why Kim Cattrall like kind of hated the writers, because you're like, oh, there's just like a one-dimension character. Like, all she cares about is having sex, and oh, by the way, she does PR. As we see later, she has like love interests and like relationships, but like, I wish they would have, and this is just asking for too much, I guess, is that it would have been like, it's okay to be single, it's okay to like focus on your career. It's like, we should be celebrating other people's accomplishments, like, not to keep going back to like being married and having a kid, but I think that's what I've gotten the most compliments or more like congratulations on, which is still something to celebrate, but never like my education or doing some shows or like certain other things. And it's just like, it's hard because you're like, you see what you see on these television shows and you're like, well, I either have to be one of these 4 tropes, and none of which are like just enjoying like being by myself, and that is enough and enough of accomplishment.
Yeah, they gave Samantha more dimension by giving her cancer, which is like,
and being a lesbian.
It's not great.
For a few
yes,
episodes.
That's true. Briefly, very, very briefly. Very briefly.
Which then they talk about feelings, and that's what like pushes her over the edge. And I was all like, dear Lord.
I know. And then we have an iconic Charlotte moment where she's like, no, you can't shorten your dress because I don't want it up around your see you next Tuesday. And then she spells it out for them, and Carrie responds with, was that a Schoolhouse Rock I missed? Which is, I mean, I gotta give it to Michael Patrick King. Like, it's a good exchange. Like, that's a piece of good writing, I will say.
And I gotta tell you, Carrie's hair is so hot here. I love
know.
the way the curls are blown out a little bit, like she just had sex. I'm like, ugh, she's so hot this season.
It's good hair. Yeah, and this really broke my heart because, they're fighting. And Charlotte reveals, I didn't even want to make you a bridesmaid. I just didn't want you to feel left out. I don't know. That rings kind of untrue for me because if like the whole series of the show is that these 4 women are like each other's best friends. Like these are the only people she had standing up in her wedding. This part always hurts my feelings. I'm like, really? You're really going to say that to Samantha? And then we don't ever really get closure about it either. And then, of course, Samantha claps back with, I hate this color, which, fair, I mean, it's beige. Her big revelation for this column is honesty really the best policy? Carrie.
Yeah. Girl.
That's
also,
the big question.
Like, she's writing these columns to then be posted, and we're assuming she's like, here's my friends, and also, like, is the narrator right kind of vibe, which is something different. You never get that side of things of, like, how her writing or even talking about her friend's personal life, like, really fits in.
No, for sure. This is the kind of, like, when you watch Sex and the City a lot, these are the kind of questions you start asking where you're like, wait a minute. Miranda is at dinner with Harris, and the fact that she's like, I told him I was a flight attendant, so I'm gonna show up in costume. Like, I don't know. It's just so funny to me. We don't often get to see Miranda be, like, this level of like goofy, and I just love it. No warm cookies in coach.
Well, I think that there's something that's like refreshing, like, and getting to play a part in this way and dating, that it's like it's so annoying being yourself sometimes. And dating is already performative. It's like why not play a flight attendant? There's something light and refreshing about that instead of having to be your actual self on a date, which is terrifying.
So the girls are at Charlotte's bachelorette and they're having drinks. Carrie's talking like sarcastically like, oh yeah, like little Carrie Bradshaw lied to her boyfriend. Oh, it's because Miranda is saying like, I can't believe you're getting married. Like, are you going to be next, Carrie? And she's like, oh, yeah, for sure. After I just cheated on Aiden. Yeah, definitely going to be me going down the aisle. And this is where Charlotte reveals that she has not yet had sex with Trey, which is, of course, a shocker to everyone. Samantha, of course, who of course has one of her iconic lines of like, honey, before you buy the car, you take it for a test drive. Would either of you ever marry somebody without first having sex with them?
No.
I really hope none of my parents are, according to my parents, I had sex one time, then I gave birth, so that's that. But like, no, like I first night, just like, I think they mentioned this, like, just get it out of the way. Like, it's not going to necessarily be like the best sex you ever had, but like, I don't know. Like, now I'm getting like a little like woo woo, but like, if you're going to spend your life with somebody and for you, sex and physicality is an important thing, like, make sure like they meet those criteria, whatever that might be, whether it's like very vanilla, very like, you know, hey, sex isn't as important to me. Is it important? Like, these are questions you should be having in discussions. And the fact that you can't have this discussion with the person that you quote unquote spend the rest of your life with is wild to me.
It's bananas. And the girls even say, they're like, why are you doing this? Like, you're not a virgin to begin with. And Charlotte gives the excuse of like, well, I am in this relationship. You know, Charlotte is clearly on some sort of like personal journey.
She just checked a box of like, the guy looks good, the guy comes from money, and you know, this other thing that's important to me, the physicality, I can deal with it, which clearly is like becomes the bigger issue later on.
Yeah. I have often thought about this, like, if I had married someone I was dating in my 20s because I just felt like pressured by society to do that, I would absolutely be divorced now, like 1,000%. Like, as Caroline and I mention all the time on the show, like, your frontal lobe is not developed. Like, you should not be making life-altering decisions. The girls are like, well, what if he's bad at sex? And Charlotte is like, no, he's an amazing kisser. Correlation does not equal causation in this case. I mean, I will say, like, good for him for being a good kisser, but, like, this is funny. Like, we talked about how, like, Samantha and Charlotte don't really resolve their feelings. I feel like it bleeds over into this scene because if you watch Samantha in this scene, she's not super nice to her. Like, all the other girls are, like, smiling and responding like, oh, it's great that he's a good kisser. Like, Samantha literally goes, really? And then makes this face. Charlotte is like, I am so sexually attracted to Trey that I want to do things to him that I have never done to anybody. And this is actually one of my favorite Samantha Charlotte moments where Charlotte reveals that she wants to, one of the things she's considering is putting Cool Whip all over her body. And I love expert Samantha coming in to be like, low-fat Cool Whip is best. It's less sticky than other brands.
And then Charlotte goes, low-fat Cool Whip. I love drunk Charlotte. I love when we get her like 3 Cosmos in. It's the best.
I think Charlotte, if you were to dissect this character, I think Charlotte wishes she could be a little like Samantha, but she's so conditioned to be the way she is. And Samantha is who she is. I mean, wish she had more character development, which we've talked about, but, like, it's just so, like, I like this moment, and maybe this is, like, quote-unquote how they resolve their friendship.
And also, like, when Charlotte does finally reveal to the girls that she's having, like, intimacy issues, Samantha is really the only one who's, like, able to actually, like, help her, showing her how to, like, access, like, the sexual part of her. But yeah, drunk Charlotte is like, I'm gonna say that I'm horny out loud. Oh my God. And the girls giggle. Samantha ends up, of course, having sex with Caleb. Carrie and Aiden are in Aiden's little wood workshop, and Aiden is building this fucking love seat. Now, Maria, Caroline and I are big Aiden haters. Just a warning. It's not really fair to hate on him a lot in this episode because he's really not the one at fault, but we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Sure.
So did you all become Aiden haters? Like, when did this start? So then I could, like, because I am now one, but if you before, and just like that, I would have defended Aiden to the end of the earth. But
yeah, I hear you.
Seeing how he is and then hearing the line where he's like, I could never forgive you kind of thing. It's like, then why are we dating her? Why did you... The whole story of bringing him back was clearly like, come, we're here. We're not that bad. I'm like, your show is bad. Just go along with the camp and keep it. Don't bring Aiden into this because they totally ruined his character because he never got over big. He didn't want her to have the apartment. They bought this fucking house and then, like, she has to live in it and she's like, well, I guess the story is that your friends are your soulmates. Yeah, fucking duh. You told us in this episode too, 30 years prior. Like, fuck off. I'm an Aiden hater now, but then I see this thing and I would have fallen head. I would have been like, he made a bench for my friends. Great. This is how he treats my friends.
I know. You're right. You're totally right. I mean, if I look back, I think I was not an Aiden hater when I was, like, first watching this when I was probably, like, 14. I don't know exactly when that started to happen. I think probably just, like, watching it again obsessively over the years that started to develop. Caroline, do you have thoughts about that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been an Aiden hater from the beginning. I'm pro-big. I hate this man.
You're pro-big?
I know. Problematic.
And pro-Bill Kelly. Bill Kelly should have come back in Just Like That, as we said previously. But, okay, I had a realization this episode. I think what the ick triggers me so much on Aiden, and we'll see him on the stoop in a second, and that visual is really what it got it to me, and maybe a little bit of this carpentry. He's got such Christian youth pastor energy to me. It's the haircut, it's the wardrobe, and I think because of my, like, time growing up in the church, I was like, I know this man, I know this energy. They think they know everything. They want you to be like their little lady, and I just don't have it in me for this. There's nothing about this man. He's tall, and that's about it.
He also and watching this again, like with experience and of old age, you realize that he never really liked Carrie. Like he loved her. We can agree, but he never liked her. He liked the version. Like he wanted, like even from the beginning in the scene in this episode, he's like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna quit smoking," and like
he wanted her to change. I think it's just like Big accepted Carrie for who she was, and I think that was always what rubbed me the wrong way with Aidan. Is he always like was trying to fit her into a box she was never gonna fit into.
Carrie was never gonna be the girl on the farm. Carrie was never like she may have like had a kid or two, but she would want to stay in New York.
Aiden's talking about his bench and how like it's two different types of wood that blend together to make it stronger. Carrie, of course, undermines this because it's too intimate and is like a mixed drink. Points out this flaw in the wood and says he thinks it's beautiful, and Carrie like takes that wide and is like, "Ooh, flaws can be good," and she almost tells him, but then decides that he probably won't love her anymore and she can't stand it, so she doesn't. We cut to these two. Drunk Charlotte has decided it's time. It's technically the day of their wedding because it's after midnight, so she is ready to get it on with Trey. And we get the greatest disappointment.
Yep.
First of all, these paisley sheets. I mean, I know we talk about the decor in this apartment later on, but my God,
they look like the remnant of a tie that like your dad wore. Like, all the extra fabric to make the sheets.
The designer of this apartment and just in general went like, what does old money look like with bad taste? Because every time you see like old money, it looks like this. But to go back before this moment when they're like, I'm ready to do it, and he lifts her up, I was all like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, look how sexy this is. And then he lifts her up and you're like, this is gonna be great. And then wah wah.
I know. It's such a reveal. Like, Kyle MacLachlan, like, this is how I was introduced to Kyle MacLachlan. So like I really wasn't aware that he was just like kind of a big old weirdo known for like being in like David Lynch stuff. Like I knew him as like hunky Trey McDougal.
Same. Yeah.
But like it's such good casting though, especially in this moment because he's so awkward and weird.
Did you guys watch Desperate Housewives after this too?
Yeah,
I did not.
Him. Yeah, because that character is almost like a weirder version of Trey. You gotta love Kyle. He's just you love him.
He's like perfect casting for this because you're not expecting this. You're expecting a guy, and this is like from surface level of like, oh, of course we're in love, it's gonna be great sex, and then that's like clearly he has issues as we find out later.
So the first time he refers to his but not the last time he refers to his penis in nautical terms and says he can get the sails up but can't bring it into the harbor. And Charlotte is like, what can I do? Classic problem solver. Like, is there anything I can do? And he says, you can marry me. And then he's like, and it's no big deal because, like, sex is such a small part of it for us because we haven't even had it yet, right? Again, this goes back to what you were saying earlier, Maria, like, no, you can't not be having these conversations.
Yes.
You're about to commit to each other for life. Like, you can't just ignore this stuff.
I'm not here to tell anybody, like, if sex should be important to you or having kids or, like, where you live. But this is, like, you could be wildly different people. But if your core values are not the same, then this is where people, like, find out, like, years later, like, what do you mean you don't want to have kids? What do you mean sex was, like, this is wild to me and makes me so like I want to like grab her and be like, girl, pay attention. And also none of your friends are telling you this, and none of these people are good friends.
Yeah, like honestly, the experience that Trey has been having for the last however many months is that sex isn't important to Charlotte because she's willing to wait. So that's like a full misreading of the situation. Like, sex is so important to Charlotte that she wanted to wait. Like, that's not right, my guy.
We're not teaching people to have these conversations. And in some cases, like, I know for myself, like, don't rock the boat, don't have conflict. And it's like, this is not conflict. We're trying to have a conversation. And like, and I say all this, and I love romantic comedies. I love shows like this. I love like seeing people fall in love. I like it, and that brings me joy. The other part of me is like, girl, save yourself, be yourself, choose you.
I know. I have the same conflict. It's like my favorite genre, but I also am like, I may have gone to too much therapy to watch this without
Also
getting
that,
angry.
also that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
We're back on
the Christian youth pastor.
Yes,
right here.
I get that. I get it. I think it's the
yeah.
hair and the necklace and the t-shirts.
He's trying to take you out back, and he's like, "Hey, girl, we're gonna sing Lord, I lift your name on high, and then I'm gonna touch your breast respectfully, and God will be watching."
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's just also the long limbs too. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. Aiden is actually being like sweet here, even though he is the one that made Carrie feel ashamed about smoking in the first place. You know, Carrie slunk out at 3 a.m. to go feel guilty and smoke on the stoop, and he was like, listen, you're not just a smoker, you're a lot of things. Obviously, Aiden doesn't know that what he's saying is like hitting a bunch of other notes with Carrie of like, I'm not just a cheater, maybe. And she almost tells him, but she's afraid that he's never going to look at her that way again. It's just devastating. I mean, to your, like, point, Maria, of, like, people can't be afraid to have, like, these difficult conversations about, like, whether or not you're aligned with a person. I think most of the time when people don't have them, it's because of something like this, where they're like, if I decide to, like, show who I really am or, like, bring this up, like, I'm running the risk of it being over. And it's like, if that's what you're thinking, then you're probably not in the right relationship. Like,
yeah, I've been this girl. I've had a similar relationship where like,
yep.
I just wanted you to like me so bad. Like, and that's where Carrie's at, is like, I just want him to like me so bad, but then if he sees me, he's not gonna like me.
This sort of thing, we see this a lot with their relationship when they get back together in season 4. It's like this like pedestal that she feels like she constantly has to rise up to, and that's so stressful because you're like having to constantly feel like I have to be perfect, I have to be this like version of that they like, and that's like, oh, that's exhausting. But it's also, you have to want that yourself and like be ready to accept that part of it. And Carrie, when are you going to want that?
Okay, so Miranda, who told you this is the right way to cut a bagel? This is not, don't use a knife this way. Like, what are you doing? She cuts herself because that's not the right way to cut a bagel. And this is where we find out that Harris was also lying because blood makes this alleged ER doctor queasy. And it turns out that he is the assistant manager of the Athlete's Foot at 81st and Broadway. The thing is, Miranda ends up with Steve, who, you know, is quote unquote just a bartender. And it's like, this guy didn't even give Miranda a chance. Like, she probably would have liked him just the same if he hadn't been an ER doctor. But he lied, and Miranda decides that she doesn't want to reveal that she was also lying. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This man looks like he, like, I robbed the grave of, like, an Abe Lincoln impersonator. Like, what is
this? He came straight from a production of Death of a Salesman, where he's playing Harold Loomis.
What is this? What is this suit?
God.
Oh, my God. He's being sweet with Carrie and is like, well, I'm going to make us a love seat one day. And, like, Carrie, her guilt is giving her the ick. And he's like, you never let me hold you anymore. And she finally spits it out that she slept with Big. But she does it in, like, the most stupid Carrie way where, like, what is this body language of, like, there it is. What are you gonna do? Like, what is this body language? I didn't tell you and I'm sorry. She just spits it all out at once. Aiden, of course, is, like, speechless and is like, you need to go to this wedding alone. I gotta go take a walk. Yeah. How do we feel about this breakup moment?
Question about logistics again. They're not getting ready with Charlotte. She got ready at home.
Yeah.
Like, no one's with Charlotte before the morning of the wedding.
No. Yeah, and then also this dress here, this is where it looks like it's a possible wedding dress, and then you also see her tan lines. Like, we didn't have the budget to, like, not see tan lines. Like, this is why you don't wear your bra to the fitting. It's just, like, sorry.
Right. And before the wedding, it's just like, God damn it, Carrie. Like, I want to defend you always, but, like, you couldn't pick, like, another day. You couldn't wait one day after the wedding.
I know. It's selfish, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, she just felt she was suffering and in pain, and she wanted to absolve herself. So Samantha really leans into the performative aspect of being your bridesmaid, as we all knew that she would. I didn't realize this until I had watched this episode after watching Outlander, but the Scottish song that is playing while the bridesmaids are going down the aisle is the Skyboat song, which is also the theme song for Outlander, and also like an important song in like Scottish history, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, Outlander fans, they walk down the aisle to the Skyboat song. Miranda's last minute date for this was Stanford, which was Stanford not invited to the wedding prior to Miranda bringing him as a +1. Carrie is about to walk down the aisle, and Charlotte, of course, calls her back and reveals. Charlotte's like, well, I gotta say something. I just have to get like Carrie's quick take on this. Trey can't get it up. And Carrie, of course, is like, well, she was already in the big white dress, so I pulled a little white lie and was like, maybe he had just jerked off right before. I mean, the things you come up with when you're like trying to be a good friend and like convince your friend that like they're making the right decision. And I just love this. Like Charlotte almost in tears in her wedding dress. Maybe he did jerk off.
I know.
It's so funny.
I was also thinking the bagpiper had to improvise like 74 more measures here while they were having this conversation. They're like,
I know. Not an instrument known for its improvisational abilities, but he made it work. I do love this though, because like this to me is like female friendship of like, hey, listen, if you really don't want to do this, we will get the fuck out of here and like we will just figure it out. And then we have Aiden lurking like the child catcher and chitty chitty bang bang in this suit. Carrie is like, well, can't it be like the wood in the bench where there's a flaw, but like you're the other wood? He can't even
wait to show up when she gets home from the wedding. He's like, you can't. He's like, actually, before you take photos, we need to talk.
And he says, I wish I didn't know about this, that was the thing that they were debating earlier of like whether it's the right thing to even tell him. Aiden uses the past tense of love because things are coming to a close. Carrie is devastated and she goes back up for pictures. And this, every time I watch this episode, I cry. Yeah. I know. Every time. It's hard to find people who love you no matter what. I was lucky enough to find 3 of them. And it's
I love that.
It's so good. I know. It's so good. It always makes me emotional. This is the real love story of the show. It always has been. It always will be. It is a big reason why And Just Like That sucked so hard, because it really didn't focus on the real love story being the friendships. I loved this moment. I love the way this ends. I loved recapping this. Thank you so much, Maria, for choosing this episode and for joining us. This was the best. Maria, where can folks find you?
If you want to see or hear my hot takes or just see cute photos of my family, Maria K. Sharps on Instagram. So
thank you so much, Maria. Thank you.